But Dad, isn't it time for illegal ham interface? But bro, where's the banjo?
What is going on, everybody? I am that fat guy, and we are back with another wonderful episode of Legal Ham to the Face. Let me bring in the cohorts. First off, let me bring in my co-host. Let me get in Big Bri.
Hey, guys.
And also, the man behind the scenes, taking care of everything, my cousin Vinny.
Good morning, everybody.
There we go. So today, we got a very special episode. It's August 3rd. Training camp is here. They put the pads on today, Big Brian. We'll get into Cavs, Browns, and Indians. We have a big signing that we got to get into here a little bit later. We also got to get into Indians might be in trouble. So we'll see what happens. And then FattBoy Tuesday. Vinny, give him the rundown.
All righty. Well, first up here, we're going to have my cousin Vinny's word of the day, followed by
I
trivia.
heard it already, Bri. I heard it already, and I'm not even looking forward to it. It sounds like something from medieval times that I do not want to say on air.
Then we're coming up on trivia time, and Fatty, it's your turn, isn't it? For trivia there?
Yeah.
So we'll be talking a little tribe there, what trades and stuff they have going on, and Tito stepping away. And is it the last straw for the tribe's playoffs for their hopes and stuff? We'll talk some Cavs. Browns training camp is right around the corner. And, what do we have going on there? The deal with Chubb and Paul. So how do you say his last name there? What is it?
Podesta.
Yeah. All right. That's what I was just making sure of. All right. We'll get into FattBoy Tuesday, talking some meat to bread ratio and top 3 favorite homemade sandwiches.
Ooh. I love it. Meat to bread ratio again, Bri. We never did it live.
We can rehash it. I mean, my feelings haven't changed for it.
I know. I feel sad for you because of that.
There's a lot of people that feel like me. We're not cavemen like you.
You know what the bad thing is? I put out the poll of the meat to bread ratio. I was like, is there a perfect meat to bread ratio? I think like 70% agreed with you.
Oh, really?
And then I called them monsters.
So see, that's a little surprising because a lot of people will lie on Twitter. So.
Oh yeah, take it with a grain of salt.
Well, it's nice to know that they're telling the truth. It's probably, even though you say 70, it's probably more 85%.
Yeah, probably
that would agree with me. Yeah, without a doubt. Maybe 90.
Okay. All right, so let's get into our shout outs, boys. I'm going to go with my cousin Vinny first. My cousin Vinny, why don't you give us a shout out?
Shout out Razzles.
Oh yeah.
So we'll be there next Tuesday.
So
we'll be very excited about that.
August 10th at 6 p.m. live from the Tiki Bar.
Yep.
Bri, you ready for that?
Yeah. Oh, I love it. I love Razzles. The outside, you cannot beat it.
No,
right?
You cannot.
So, yep, that's what I got for shout outs.
That's it. Okay. All right. So, Bri, your turn for shout outs.
Yeah, my first shout out will go to my cable provider, well, technically streaming provider. Hulu added the NFL Network just in time for training camp. So,
that a boy.
it made my entire month. A couple years ago, we switched from Hulu to PlayStation View for one reason, and it's because they had the NFL Network. So couldn't be more excited. Probably half the price of what my cable used to be. So I'm ready, man. I'm starting to get fired up, watching Inside Training Camp almost every day. I think they're supposed to be in Cleveland tomorrow. Siciliano, Joe Thomas are going to be at Browns camp. So if you get it, turn it on. Yeah, and it's going to be a magical season. So I can't wait. So it's just getting me fired up. Second shout out, I'll go to my favorite, your favorite, Arby's. And when you go there, we all love the curly fries. But last week I tried the crinkle cut fries.
Did you actually get the crinkle cut? Shut up. No, you didn't.
They are legit. They are the number 2. They're number 2 in my power ranking for crinkle cut fries. Right behind Shake Shack is just, it takes it to another level, but it's like $5 for a medium fry or something. So if you go to Arby's, check it out. I know it's hard to pass on the curly fry, but you'll thank me later. Try those crinkle cut fries.
Oh, you suck.
I'm telling you, I've been there. I'd seen it for the last month, 2 months, how long they've been promoting it for, but never did it. And I finally bit the bullet, and yeah, man, they're good. I mean, I won't name any chicken finger places that have like subpar crinkle cut fries. These are not those.
Are you talking about Cane's?
I'm not going to name names.
Wow. Okay.
But yeah, subpar for sure.
Okay. All right. So my shout out today is also, I got to go with Razzles. I can't wait to go back there next week. Junior's got us a nice, sweet setup. Mm-hmm. Also got to shout out Miguel and Toby again, because we actually played them in a pool this Sunday after the cook-off, and it was actually the funnest pool match that Vinny and I have had in a while. Yeah. It was a lot of shit talking and a lot of the birds flying when we talked about certain barbecue sauces, bacon bits, and rice. So it was actually a really great time. And then also I got to shout out my brother from another mother, Patty Pat. My little brother Patrick, he was on leave. He came up and spent 2 days with us here. We went out. Vinny got to meet Patty, and we went out to the bar, and we had a good time together. Stopped at the house, cooked some dinner for him. It was so good to see him. He's on leave right now until I think next week, and then next week he goes back, and he might be out towards Afghanistan. So, Patty, thank you so much for visiting us. I really do miss you, brother. It was a great time. And you know what the funny thing about it is, Bri? Is I've told this story to Vinny. So when he came in Saturday night, Pat's only 26, 27. And, you know, I've reached a big 4-0, which we already know here. Mm-hmm. So we were sitting there drinking, day drinking, and, you know, we had a fire going. We cooked up a whole bunch of food and everything. We started watching a movie, and next thing I know, I look over, and I see my little brother just passed out. And I just went over to him with a cover and tucked him in and said, guess what? Big bro still got you. And then I went to bed. So
as long as you outlasted him, huh? That's all that mattered.
All that matters. And the bad thing is, Brian, I was exhausted. I was so tired. I'm sitting just nodding back like,
oh, yeah. We all been there.
Next thing I know, I heard him snore once. I'm like, he's out. Yes, I won. By the way, it was only like 10 o'clock. So... So Ed in Columbus. Oh, let's see here. If I went to Arby's and didn't come home with curly fries, my family would. Oh, geez.
That's how I thought too.
Wow. I
don't blame you.
All right.
Those curly fries. I mean, you cannot beat them. And I'm not saying the crinkle cut fries are better than the curly, but
are we going to have to get in French fries next week for FattBoy Tuesday? Is that what we're rolling in next?
Sure, let's do it.
I mean, it's getting organic now. We're just rolling into special stuff.
Yeah, right. I'm telling you. Well, you got to try these before next week.
Oh, I've already had the crinkle cut fries.
Oh, you have? Okay.
Oh, yeah. I love you know me, please.
Well,
I haven't had.
You know I'm a fan of the happy hour, and you get there, and you know you go to Wendy's or Burger King, and they give you this tiny little bag of fries. That ain't the case at Arby's. They fill that sucker up with a lot of fries, so. It's worth it. You get 2 of them. That's all you could probably eat.
See, that's why
$2.
that's why I like Five Guys and Brown Bag Burger because they just fill up the whole bag. You're like, here
Oh
you go.
yeah,
Like,
right.
all right, I
Oh.
got stuff for tomorrow.
I
All
forgot
right.
about brown bag burger.
I know. So
I have
good.
to make a trip out.
So good. I'm thinking, I might go there tonight. Screw it.
Sure. It's
Forget-
what, 10 minutes from you?
Not even that. Forget the dog's table.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
You got more important things to
I have
do.
more important
Recon.
stuff to do, like eat. All right. So, Vinny, let's get into my cousin Vinny's word of the day.
All right.
All right. So here we go. Bri, don't
Mhm.
be excited. All right. Because you're just going to cry.
No, we're getting it.
We're getting it. Oh, yeah. Slowly but surely. Here we go. Oh, son of a.
Oh, he didn't turn up the
I know
volume.
that.
Oh,
Technical difficulties.
jeez.
Palaver.
All right.
Calaver.
No. Palaver.
Oh, palaver.
Right. Palaver.
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 Oh. All right. You
You
was
sure
not-
that's English?
Yes.
That's why he asked how you were with English.
Oh. Sounds Spanish, but whatever. Conjugate those verbs.
Yes.
All right. So, Vinny,
Yes.
get ready to click it. It's time for trivia time.
All right.
Here. So, our trivia is brought to you by Papa V at Curb Appeal Landscaping 419.com. Get a hold of Papa V. I'm pretty sure he's selling his house now. So if you live in the Lima area and want a beautiful house in Bluffton with your own lake and like a barn with a garage, check out Papa V's house. He'd love to sell it to you. So, Big Bri, it's my turn for trivia. All right.
Mhm.
Nick Chubb, which we will get into later, signing his new deal with the Cleveland Browns. You and I have already talked about this. I'm pretty sure you already know the answer.
Oh, boy.
I'm sorry, I could not come up with anything else.
Have Vinny come up with one.
No.
That's all right. It's a good stat.
It's a good stat. So,
Okay.
every time that Nick Chubb has rushed over 100 yards, the Browns have a winning record. Okay? Now, is that winning record? He's been here for 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Give you over under.
Okay.
Is it over 11.5 or under 11.5?
11.5 wins.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Gotcha.
I'm pretty sure you know the answer. But
No. I won't give it away. We'll wait till the end.
All right, Vinny. So let's get into the show here, bud. Let's get into some Cleveland Guardians. All right. So Cleveland Guardians.
Still a tribe.
I know.
Right.
Well, yeah, we're the Indians for one more year.
All right. So I gotta get used to saying it though. It feels weird. I gotta say.
I got you.
All right,
Okay.
so-
It's-
Don't rush it.
So the tribe has traded away 2 pieces. I think it's Eddie Rosario and Cesar.
Cesar. Yeah.
Cesar went to Chicago. Eddie went to Atlanta, I believe, and we got the Panda Bear, which I'm excited because we got the Panda Bear.
I
So
can't
for
believe
once
that.
In my life, I can say that we have the Panda Bear here in Cleveland.
Are you getting his jersey?
Yes, I am not crapping you. Yes, I
You
am.
have to. You got
I
to.
am so. Oh, it's not the roller derby team. Justin, stop it. We're not. No, it's not there yet. Not there yet. All right,
give me a Sandoval bobblehead night, and I'm there. I don't
Uh,
care if tickets are $40. I'm there.
I mean, right? We got the Panda Bear, right?
Sure, absolutely.
Well, we got rid of 2 good players too. So what kind of? So and also Tito had to step away for the rest of the season. He ended up having hip surgery and soon to have foot surgery. So, Bri, I'm going to ask you the question that everybody wants to know, and Vinny, bring it up. Is this the last straw for the Tribe's playoff hopes?
Yeah, I mean, I announced it last week that I kind of given up hope. I was holding out for a long time, but yeah, I mean, it would have to take something very, very special and unforeseen for us to make the playoffs. And I think when you trade Cesar Hernandez is basically, I mean, I know his average isn't high, but he's having a career year.
And
He
home
set,
runs. Yeah.
he set his home run record, and even before we got to August. So you trade that guy to your rival, the team that you're chasing, you're basically waving the white flag without actually coming out and saying it. So
Well, at least
when they did that, it was nice to know that they at least agree with us that, it's probably not going to happen this year.
Yeah. So, Vinny, you're here. So our friend Mike Holzheimer thought we were going to bust his balls over this,
Right.
Because
yeah.
of some of the things. I'm not here to bust anybody's balls.
Oh no.
It's unpredictable, but like I wasn't predicting Tito to be out there for the rest of the year. If like Tito was still manager, I
Yeah.
think playoff hopes are still there. Because I think Tito is a good enough manager that he can actually kind of squeak him into the wild card. But obviously the division is gone because Chicago is just, I think they're 10 games up now. Chicago's just running away with it.
Yeah.
And,
You're right.
Right.
And I think the only way I guess I haven't looked at their schedule, but the only way the Indians can make the playoffs is if they play a bunch of crappy teams in August and September. If you have too many series against like playoff contending teams, yeah, I don't think you stand a chance. But you could beat up on the Royals and the Tigers, and maybe you get a series with the Reds or the Pirates or something like that. But as far as playing good teams and beating good teams, I think it's out the window for this year.
I tell you what I'm really excited about, though. Granted, yes, I think the playoff hopes are kind of done. I think this is where we're going to be at. We're just going to hover around 500, and that's what we're at for the year. I predict maybe 2 games over 500. I expect us 500 from here on out. I mean, we don't have starting pitching. Bieber's still out. So is Savale. Please actually pitching really good. And a couple of young pitchers. But the great thing about this is you actually get to see what is in your system and who you want to bring up. So at this point in time, we do and there's Mike. Mike chimed in. Vinny, can you bring up Mike? Waiting to hear that I brought the SI Jinx back full throttle.
That's right, Mike. Come on, man.
Mike.
We were World Series bound before you did that.
Yeah, jeez. Even with all the injuries, we were going to the World Series. I love him. He's awesome. No, Brian, it just, with this team, it was hard to swallow. I thought they might be able to sneak into the playoffs, but now with us being the very last team in payroll now, I think we're down to $20 million in payroll. So you see the writing on the wall, but they're going to rebrand. They do have some great core young guys that they got under control, especially with Hosey. Franmil is the Albert Bell that we haven't had in so long. That kid is crushing everything. And then you sprinkle in a little bit of stuff from, a couple starters. Like, let's see here. Who was it? Mejia had a really good outing. Bobby Bradley is back up now.
Right.
You're going to see what your young guys got throughout the rest of the season and see what this team actually is and see if they can build around a young core again. So it's kind of nice to kind of just hit the reset, but not dump like Baltimore and everybody else and just have a shit team and be able to kind of just stay level.
It will be interesting to see, because what we saw at the trade deadline was the Cubs and the Nationals completely sell off and commit to a rebuild and break it down to the studs and get a bunch of prospects and try to build it back up. So it'll be interesting to see how we compare to those teams that are in full-on rebuild mode, because we're just kind of, like we've talked, we're just kind of dipping our toe in it. We're not really full-on rebuild. We don't want to trade Jose. We don't want to trade Bieber.
Well, no, because they're still young and they're still locked up and,
right.
Contracts. They're not going away. Like, if they went away, that was something that something bad happened on the back end, like Clevenger, and it just kind of magically happened. What did Mike say? Hopefully I can get somebody record talk to me. Okay. Wow. Well, I wish we could just get somebody from the organization to talk to us.
Yeah.
So,
I
Mike,
mean,
if you know anybody, relief pitcher, closer, batting cage kid, whatever, we had to interview it.
So we have Bieber and we have Ramirez for about 2 years. So do you think we're going to win? Do you think we're going to compete for a title in the next 2 years? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that.
No, but also those are pieces that you cannot get rid of. You can't.
But if you're telling me that you don't think, and I don't know how the Indians management feels about this, but if you tell me we're not going to compete for the next 2 years with these two stud players, then what are we doing hanging on to them?
Well, you're not paying them anything. Like you got Jose on
right.
Cheap
Yeah, but you can get something for him. We didn't get much for Francisco Lindor because we held on to him till the bitter end.
Well, I'm glad we didn't pay $500 for a 200 hitter or $500 million for a 200 hitter.
Yeah, well, but I'm saying if you're holding on to Bieber and you're holding on to Jose, you better be pretty confident that this team can make a run in the next 2 years, because otherwise you're just spinning your wheels. Well, you're not helping yourself. We could have maybe got the haul that the Nationals got for Scherzer and Turner if we dealt away our guys, and maybe we start a rebuild a little early.
Talk about the Dodgers stealing something away. Holy.
Yeah. I mean, they just reload. They don't rebuild. They don't have to worry about their farm system.
They didn't need us. They didn't need a shortstop. They're like, here, you want Trey Turner too? Take him. Why not?
Sure.
like,
yeah. I mean, it's frustrating.
We'll see what happens, bud. I mean, you never know. We got a new owner supposedly coming in to kind of help things out. We got a whole bunch of stuff going on. They're talking about revamping the whole stadium. So let's see what happens. And Vinny is what are you drinking, Vinny? Platform?
Oh, yeah.
Platform, yeah. It's called New Cleveland.
Yep. Vinny's
yeah, I've heard of that.
Brian?
Silver bullets.
Silver bullets. You know what we just polished off? A little Cleveland Underground whiskey.
Nice.
Little sugar maple here.
Oh, nice.
All right.
So just to put a bow on it, I'm not saying that the Indians were wrong by hanging on to Ramirez and Bieber, but I'm saying you got to take a good hard look at yourself in the mirror. And if you can't talk yourself into this team being competitors for at least the AL Central and hopefully a championship, if you think, well, we're just kind of a 500 team and these guys can get us to be a 500 team, if that's your solution, then I got a problem with that. And it was funny. I was thinking the moment I knew the season was over was when, what was it, on Friday night against the White Sox, the two outfielders converging together, colliding, it going off one outfielder's glove and popping over the fence for a home run. Did you see that?
I did not.
It had to be number one on the not top 10 plays, because it went from being an out to being a home run. And I don't know if it was a solo shot or a 2-run homer, but you can't have stuff like that. That's just embarrassing. So sorry, Indians. We'll see you when you're the Guardians. Hopefully you make some progress at the end of the year, and let's hope Tito's back. I don't have a strong feeling that he will be, because I think this is the transition from, okay, we're putting the Indians, the tribe, to bed, to rest, and we're going to start anew next year. And I don't know if he wants to be a part of that with all he's got going on.
So before we get into the Cavs, Brian, and I don't think Tito will be back either. I think this might be the last year. It's not because he doesn't want to. I think it's for health reasons. I think he can't do it anymore because of health reasons.
It's too bad, because he's only a few wins away from setting the franchise record for wins.
Now, I do have to say, they talked about his wins because he's almost first place in Cleveland behind Lou Boudreau.
Boudreau,
right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So, but they're putting his wins on hold right now. So if he comes back, the interim manager, those wins will be vacated to Tito. If Tito does not come back, that interim manager gets those. It's weird. Baseball's weird.
Yeah.
But we do have a co-worker chimed in. No names, please. He said, you guys should try Ice House. So we both know who that is.
I
So
tried that in college, and it was not a good time. So I'm good with that.
$1.07, right, Brian?
$1.07. It was about it.
$1.07.
It used to be like $50 for a keg or $60 for a keg or something. It's terrible. Terrible.
Oh, the Buckeyes have a new quarterback. Quitting's on. Okay, so
That was wild.
Ed, thank you so much, because now that the Cavs season is done and the Indian season is almost done, unless there's breaking Indians news, what people don't know about this show is we have the flag fight here behind me. There is a Michigan flag here. That is for the big fella right over there. Big Bry is a huge Michigan fan, and I am a huge Buckeye fan. And we will definitely get into some good old-fashioned hate here in about maybe next week. We might talk Ohio State, Michigan. You want to do that, Brian?
Yeah, let's do that. We can get into that kid that somehow left high school early.
Yeah, it was only 6 months early. It's fine.
No, he vacated his senior year. He left after his junior year.
Well, I know of kids that, somebody slept in their house and drank their milk, and, it was okay. So, sure.
No, I'm not. As a Michigan fan, I'm happy that he chose to do this. I'd rather play this kid when he's 18, 19, and 20 years old rather than 19, 20, and 21 years old. So I'm happy because you can't just pencil him in.
I hear you. I hear you.
It's good news for the rest of the Big Ten, I think.
All right, so now we got to get back on topic. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Your Cleveland Cavaliers drafted 7-foot center Evan Mobley from USC. Brian, what do you think about the draft?
I mean, we've been preparing ourselves for this for the last couple weeks, so I kind of talked myself into it. You look at the good that he has, and you look at the potential, and we've heard that if it was any other year, he could have been a potential number 1 overall pick. So the fact you get him at 3, yeah, I'll take him. It wouldn't shock me. I don't think it would shock anyone if he turned out to be the best player from this draft. So let's just see what he develops into. Like we talked last week, he's 7 foot. He could be a Giannis. He could be a KD. We don't know at this point. He's 19 years old.
And he still has time to grow, because guess what? There's another growth spurt that happens in about, 22?
Yeah, like I said last week, that's what concerns me a little bit, because if he starts getting up 7'3", 7'4", he's kind of, he's a center. You can't really play him out on the perimeter. The guards in the league are too quick for him. They'll snatch the ball from him every single time.
Well, Ed in Columbus, I love what you wrote. I cannot put it up right now because I'm going to laugh so hard. I think so will Bry.
Oh, well, he's in Columbus. Yeah, we don't need to hear that.
No. Here. With his mullet, he'll be back for his prom. Hey, now.
Yeah, I don't understand. I mean, you're the number 1 player in America, and you choose that haircut?
I can't help it.
Does he just think looks doesn't matter, I guess?
The only thing I can picture is Tiger King. And I just...
That's a good call.
I can't help it.
That's a good call.
All right, so back to Cavs. So I'm glad they drafted Mobley, though, because he was the right pick for the Cavs, I believe. Because, one, you have Kevin Love getting ready to go out the door. Larry Nance is injured all the time. And you need another big guy in there to kind of help out. Now, Kevon is in Seattle, and he's not watching this right now, so he won't chime in. But, the Cavs are doing something weird. They got 2 6-foot guards and 2 7-foot centers, because they just signed, was it Jared Allen, right?
Jared Allen to 5 years,
$100 million. All right. So they just signed him. Now, granted, they signed him for I think it's a great deal for him.
It's not bad. I'll take it. I don't hate it.
Well, if you think about it, how old is Jared Allen now? 24?
No, I'm not sure. Yeah, he's younger. I don't know exactly his age.
Young. But they locked him in before the new CBA started again.
Yeah.
23. Thank you, Ed.
23.
23. Nice. And they signed him until he's 28. Not bad. They got a good young core. The thing is with Evan Mobley, I want to see what he can actually do. Now, I went back and watched some highlights of him. And Bry, he can move off the ball. He can be on the ball. The only thing I worry about with him is his frame. But the bad thing with the NBA, everybody says frame all the time. But look at Kevin Durant. I look at him and I figured if you touch him one time, he's going to fall over. But it doesn't matter in the NBA.
That's why the Cavs need to decide what they need from him. What role is he going to do? Is he going to be a perimeter guy? If he's going to be banging in the blocks, you're right. He's going to have to put on some weight. He's 215. Guys are going to push him all over the court, and these grown men in the NBA. So you got to decide: put on some weight, or just play out on the perimeter and develop a shot.
Well, it sounds like what they're doing is Allen's going to be the 5 and he's going to be the 4.
Yeah,
and he does have an outside shot. I've seen it. It's not, fantastic, but he does have an outside shot.
It's described as he has good touch for his size. So take that for what it's worth. Yeah, it's not an incredible shot, but yeah, he can knock down a jumper. He can't really at this point. He's not great at creating his own shot on the perimeter. But that'll come with time. He's still a damn good passer for a big man.
And a pick and roll guy.
Yeah.
Have you watched his pick and roll stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, and I forgot about they did sign Rubio. So we got Rubio, who had 38 points against Team USA. So
right.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they got a veteran in there to kind of help out Sexton and Garland, and I'm glad they did. Because they needed an actual true veteran to do it. And I think Rubio is actually going to score you some points.
He's not. I mean, he's been in the league for a while, so he's a veteran. Yeah, you need those veterans to help out. You know what happens if we do trade Sexton now? We're gonna need somebody else. We lost Delhi, so we need a little more production from our backup guards. And yeah, if he can score 38 against an Olympic team, I'll take him.
What did he rate? Oh, can't believe it's. He's only 30? Ruby's only 30?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. Holy cow.
His claim to fame was, I think he was drafted maybe 2 spots ahead of Steph Curry. So he's been in the league that long.
We'll get into this next episode, but I want to get your feelings just a little bit about what's going on with the Lakers. Just real quick. I know we're not an NBA team, but Carmelo, Russell Westbrook, Anthony Davis. Was D Wade going to come out of retirement and just be their shooting guard too? Like, why
not?
Like, are they just putting together the friends group and just let's go have fun, boys? Hey,
the banana boat is back together.
Seriously.
This is why a lot of people have soured on the NBA because the Lakers are doing what the Lakers are doing, and the Nets are obviously the other super team. And, you mean to tell me we have to watch 9 months of basketball or whatever it is just to get to a Lakers net final, which don't get me wrong, it'll be very entertaining.
Yeah, but we already did that with the Cavs and Warriors for how many years?
Yeah, but the Cavs and Warriors weren't super teams like the Lakers and the maybe they were. Maybe I'm biased because I'm in Cleveland. But I don't think I don't,
for Anthony Davis, we would have more.
But yeah, that's why over the years I've soured on basketball, and it unfortunately it looks the same way that baseball might be going. I mean, the Dodgers are a super team, basically, right? Yeah. How do they get to trade, these couple unproven prospects for 2 all-stars to add to their already all-star lineup? Yeah, it just doesn't make sense to me. I mean, I guess Washington was looking to get rid of Westbrook, and there probably weren't a whole lot of suitors, and so the Lakers just gave them basically everything they had left because they don't have a whole lot left other than LeBron and AD. But yeah, if you're a true, that's what I feel bad for, those true NBA fans that want to talk themselves into, hey, everyone has a chance every year. And unless there's some major injuries like we saw this past year, I don't think there's much of a chance for the other 28 teams.
Yeah, it sucks. NBA is all players now, and it's not teams, and it is what it is.
Yeah, that's why football's the best, because you don't have these super teams.
Well, way to transition it, Bri.
Yeah.
Because you want to know why?
Why?
Browns training camp has started. They put the pads on today. Let's go.
I heard the line of the weekend was actually came from Bruce Arians. He said they were asking him about, how do you feel now that you have to put the pads on? And he said, well, I told my guys soccer practice is over.
Oh, that's the best line ever. Oh, my Lord. I love
Which
it.
is kind of, yeah, I mean, it's not football if you're not hitting each other.
So we have a couple little nagging injuries right now. We have Anthony Walker's out with a little bit of a knee injury. It might be a week or two. Hey, the way he came off, though, I thought it was a lot worse than what it was. Sounds like it's just a sprain, and he's just not working out. Grant Delpit has been on the sideline just watching for a few practices, but he is still participating. Anthony Schwartz is dealing with, I think, a knee or ankle, and Rodney Harrison is dealing with a hamstring. So we have some minor dings and bang-ups that you have in training camp. But the best thing to come out of this training camp, and Vinny, get ready to hit it, your starting running back, Nicholas Chubb, signs a 3-year, $36.6 million contract with $20 million guaranteed. Thank you, Nick Chubb, for being Nick Chubb, because that kid could have got paid $15 million a year, and he is only getting 12 now.
It's so great.
He loves Cleveland. He just wants to run. And guess what? He can get another contract at 29. This is how it pans out. How awesome.
Yeah. That was the first thing that when I saw the particulars that 3 years, $36 million, I was ecstatic about the money, but 3 years, I wasn't sure. Was that more Chubb wanting 3 years because maybe he can get another contract after this? Or is that the Browns wanting 3 years saying, well,
agent.
What's that?
That might be his agent doing that one.
Yeah, because I think Derrick Henry signed last year for 4 years, and most of the other running backs ahead of him have signed at least for 4 years. So, I didn't know who was wanting that 3-year deal more. I don't think it's come out really, and I don't know if we'll ever know. But that was something that kind of was a head scratcher for me. But I'm with you. As a Browns fan, how could you not love it? This is our guy.
He is a generational talent, and we got him locked up for 3 years with Kareem Hunt for at least 2, with most of our offensive line for at least 2, with our wide receiving core for at least 2. So this offense is going to stay intact for at least the next 3 years. Think about that, people. Next 3 years. The only person is Odell on the outside looking in, right?
But we still have him for this year.
But I'm just saying.
Next year if we want him.
The best thing about this is they actually interviewed him after the signing, and I think it was Nathan Segura, and I quote, "So what'd you do to celebrate?" Nothing. I just kind of hung out at the house. Oh, you could go by. No, I just, it hasn't really hit me yet. I'm just, Nick Chubb is a different breed of football player. And I think, I'm not completely sure, I'm shooting from the hip on this one, Bri. I think he's the only Browns player in the first 3 seasons to have over 950 yards rushing in his first 3 seasons.
He is, that could be true. I haven't heard that stat, but he is the only running back in NFL history to average over 5 yards a carry in his first 3 years.
And also,
I mean, every single season.
All right.
So
the Browns. All right.
While you're looking,
yeah.
Let me get a little stat nerdy on you too, because
nerdy.
The last month, 2 months, we've been calling Nick Chubb a Hall of Famer, and I haven't heard many other people say that about him. Some people still don't think he's a top 5 running back in the league, which is absolutely absurd. So, Nick Chubb, over his whole career, the last 3 years, he's averaging 5.2 yards a carry, and that's kind of for me how I rank the running backs because I don't care about how many carries you get, how many times you touch the ball. When you have the ball, how far do you get? I think is the easiest thing for my brain to compute. So 5.2 yards a carry. Let's see. Christian McCaffrey, the highest paid running back in the league, he averages 4.6 yards a carry. Zeke Elliott, the second highest paid guy, 4.5. Alvin Kamara, third, 5.0. Dalvin Cook, fourth, 4.8. Derrick Henry, fifth, 5.0. So all the guys that are making more money than him don't have the production that he has. So
that's per carry. That's also not per pass.
That's per carry.
Also, they don't have a Kareem Hunt with him.
Exactly.
And here's the stat I want to throw at you. Derrick Henry last year touched the ball almost 400 times.
Yeah.
300 something.
Right.
The only times Nick Chubb touched it, he was in the middle of the rankings. He was like 18th at 200.
Yeah, but he missed what, 4 games last year?
Yeah, but I mean, just think about that. He's averaging these yards just touching the ball just 200 times.
He averaged 10 yards a carry in the fourth quarter. Nobody averaged at even 7. So he averaged 3 more yards than anybody else.
This is why I love this pick that certain Dorsey made. Because even at Georgia, he wasn't the premier back. He was just a workhorse behind everybody else. And guess what? He still ran. Here, he is the premier back. But there's another one that's also there. But it doesn't bother him. Like, he just puts the helmet on and says, all right, coach, it's time to play. Let's go. Like, there's no animosity. He's just doing his job. And going out and doing it great, by the way. Because we had the Madden rankings. What is he, like 98 break tackle? He is like he's like 4th overall. Like people can't touch him, and his vision to find the hole. Like, we were worried at the very first preseason game. I'm not worried anymore because once he finds that hole, he's gone because he's in it and out, and the quarterback's going shit, and he is past him.
You know how to transition right to what else I had written down here. Yeah, last week we had the Madden rankings come out, and to me, these are the most realistic rankings that I've seen. I mean, we talk Pete Prisco, Pro Football Focus, whatever. I mean, that's one guy who doesn't probably even watch the whole league. Madden sends a whole team out to scout every single player on your team to come up with a realistic ranking. So what do we have? Yeah, Nick Chubb, 96. He's tied for second with Derrick Henry, and Christian McCaffrey's at a 97. So I'm okay with that. Yeah, Nick Chubb should be the minimum the second best.
With him too.
No, it was Henry. Dalvin Cook might have been 95 or something like that. So just behind him. And Myles Garrett was number 1 too. He was number 1 defensive end in the league. And
after watching his workout today, I got to see a little glimpse of him in the pads hitting the sleds.
Yeah. Brian, and he's the best defensive end in the league. And I don't know if it's because he's in Cleveland or what, but yeah, he gets no respect other than the people who are actually scouting every single game and breaking down every single part of his game. So yeah, I thought that was spot on. And the other big one that Cleveland's probably looking for is Baker. Baker was the 11th quarterback ranked. So I think that's pretty accurate to me. I mean, some people, you saw these tiers, and some people had him in like the 4th tier and had like Kyler Murray against him. Give me a break. Zeke and Kyler Murray are the 2 most overrated players in the NFL. And I think it's just because they're good in fantasy football. So yeah, that, like I said, you transitioned right to where I wanted to go next. So those were the big ones that I was hoping for. But if we want to go back to Nick Chubb, the other thing I thought of was Nick Chubb didn't take every single dollar he maybe potentially could have. So hopefully maybe that sets the tone and sends a message to the other guys that we want to do something special here. And hey, Baker, maybe you don't have to get $40 million. Maybe you don't have to hold out for that. Take a little less, even take 30, even if you take 34, 35. Don't be holding out for every last dollar, because how could Baker take 38, 39, $40 million and walk into that building and look at Nick Chubb and say, well, that guy sacrificed a couple $1 million for this team, but I'm holding out for every last penny.
But it's a business, though.
It's a business, but I'm telling you that.
And the thing is, though, that is generational money. That is not just play money. That is generational. But
$35 million is generational money. $40 million, what's the difference? Sign the damn contract, Baker.
Okay.
I'm saying, what do you? I mean, and maybe the Browns are lowballing him and offering him like 25 or something. I don't know. I don't see them doing that, but yeah, let's do something special. If you want to make Pat Mahomes money, then you can go somewhere else. But you're the 11th best quarterback in the league, so if you're holding out for top 5 money, give me a break.
Ed in Columbus chimes in. Baker's Birdie, OBJ is Webster, Chubb is Biner, Ward is Minifield. 2021 is 1987, but no fumble. I mean, it's hard. Like, this is the highest expectations the Browns have had since then, right?
Yeah, possibly higher.
Okay.
It could be, because I mean, we're hoping Chubb is better than Biner. If Baker's Bernie, I think we would probably take that, but our expectations are even higher because we've had to endure so much losing over the last 25 years.
Well, let's get into Paul D. Podesta signed a 5-year extension, so that keeps the front office intact for at least the next 3 to 4 years. So that's awesome. I was skeptical about what was going on, but now that I watch how the pieces are moving in and what's happening, I'm kind of intrigued what D. Podesta actually does, along with everybody else, because the other one thing I wanted to throw at you is he wanted nothing to do with Moneyball. So that's why Jonah Hill's character had a different name. So just a little heads up. So he's brilliant. What can you say? He's brilliant.
It all started with him. Once the Haslams committed to Paul D. Podesta, that was the beginning of the turnaround, because he brought in Andrew Berry, he brought in Kevin Stefanski. And without those guys, we'd probably still be pretty similar to where we were, maybe a little better than Freddie Kitchens, but I don't know if anybody else that we could have brought in. Josh McDaniels could have turned the team around in 1 year and won Coach of the Year in that year. So, yeah, I tip my hat to him, because, we didn't like hearing, what he was doing, and, well, he's just a baseball guy, but he's come through, and the proof is in the pudding. So he definitely deserves it.
Justin, thank you for chiming in. After last season, I think local expectations are higher. National expectations are like Rodney Dangerfield. I get no respect.
Yeah, without a doubt. And it's just what we're going to have to deal with as Browns fans. We've done it for years.
All right. So, Bri, are you ready to get into a certain segment that we love to get into?
And now it's time for FattBoy Tuesday.
He was waiting to hear a response, and now
I'm going. Okay, we got
what
going on?
Let's bring Vinny back in for FattBoy Tuesday.
Yeah, Vinny.
So, FattBoy Tuesday, we threw it out last week on a poll. All right, meat to bread ratio. Now, we've already done this in episode 7 of our show. If you want to go back and listen to us, we are on. We put out the audio. We are on Anchor, Spotify. We are on iHeart. We're on every major platform. Just search Legal Ham to the Face. If you can't watch us, find us on audio, okay? So this meat to bread ratio, Brian and I started a long time ago, because Brian thinks there is a perfect meat to bread ratio. I think there is no ratio, and you could just throw whatever the hell you want on a sandwich and let's go. So, Brian, describe to me your perfect meat to bread ratio.
Yeah, it's hard to describe. You almost just have to judge it as you're eating it. I think we know if you bite into something, well, that thing's got too much meat, or that bun, there's just not enough bun on it. So I can't really describe it without actually doing it. And we've been to places where I'll get a double cheeseburger with you, and I'll get back, and there's just too much meat, and I'll take one burger and throw it in the trash.
Well,
Yeah.
He doesn't throw it in the trash. It gets eaten
Well,
somewhere else.
well, yeah, somebody will get it.
Not naming
But
names.
yeah, but and it's different with everything,
So like a Sliman's corned beef. Those of you who are here in
way
Cleveland,
too much.
know Sliman's.
Corky and Lenny's.
Corn is too
yeah,
much
I went
meat.
there.
It's too much meat for you. So you can make like 4 sandwiches out of that.
The sandwich was that big, and the bread was 2 pieces of Wonder Bread from your local grocery store.
So what about like a half-pound beef and cheddar from Arby's? You wouldn't touch it?
I honestly I don't know how much a half pound is because I just get the normal beef and cheddars at Arby's. Normal beef and cheddars is pretty good.
Okay.
Anything too much more than that, yeah, I probably take some off, give it to the dog.
Yeah, half-pound beef and cheddar is like 3 of those.
Yeah, it's coming
Oh
up.
yeah, no. I mean, what I do is I take that meat off and I make another sandwich out of it.
Okay, so Vinny, I gotta see where you're at on this.
Yeah. So we when we did episode 7, Vinny wasn't with us at the time, so
No, he was not.
please chime in with your.
The more meat, the better. I mean, I have
So big old hunk of meat and 2 pieces of Wonder Bread. You're good.
wait till the top 3, and you'll have a better understanding.
Which, by the way, our top 3 will be coming up here in a sec. So,
Yeah.
like for me, like I'm kind of with Brian. Like, there's a point in time where it's just like too much meat.
Yeah, it passes
I've
the
never
edge.
been there yet. Like, I've had corned beef sandwiches, I've had Reubens, I've had Dagwoods, and I've had them stacked all the way outside the bun. I have never found a sandwich yet with too much meat.
When it saturates the bread it's between, then we're getting close. Then it's about that time.
Mm-hmm.
Then okay, maybe there's too much meat.
Mm-hmm.
Then I might take a little off. But as long as the bread's still intact, I mean, I'm good. Let's keep it going.
I think oh boy. I think the old lady said when he's commercial, where's the beef?
That's right.
Yeah. Well, and it can go the other way. You can't have too much bread on a sandwich and not enough meat. So it's not just a one-way thing.
I totally get that. And it depends on the type of bun. A pretzel bun can never have too much. Wow.
That's where I was going next. So you guys say it's all about the meat and you don't really care. Do you not care about the bread at all, the bun at all? Or where's that line up on your priority ranking? Because I think a good bun can take a sandwich to the next level.
Yes.
I agree.
And the thing is, though, is I am with bread. It all depends on the bread and the sandwich. It depends on what sandwich I'm getting. If I'm getting a Reuben, I want a nice piece of rye bread.
Right.
I want pastrami, maybe a little sourdough. But I also want a bite with it. I don't want like a soggy bun or a soggy piece of bread. I want bread with a bite into it.
Mm-hmm.
I hate sourdough bread.
Really?
I can't stand sourdough
Are you serious
bread.
right now?
No, that's serious.
Wow, of all things.
Of all things.
We have
Sourdough bread's where you draw the line.
That's where
huh?
he draws the line, I guess.
For sandwiches and stuff?
Jeez.
No. Oh.
No, really?
Yeah, I don't know.
All right.
Maybe I've just had bad sourdough bread. I don't know.
All right, we're going to have to work with Vinny.
So when I'm thinking of the meat to bread ratio, I go to Panini's downtown. You go down for an Indians game, you go down to a Browns game. They have that flat top. You order your sandwich, and they give you 2 pretty good sizable pieces of Italian bread. And it's just the perfect bread, the perfect amount of fries and toppings and meat. if you were to substitute that Italian bread with 2 pieces of Wonder Bread, I think that sandwich is not as good.
Okay, so it's got to be like a bread thickness is also there for you. Also,
I would agree.
Oh yeah.
don't hold
Yeah.
it. So a panini sandwich you could do,
Oh yeah, I love paninis.
but since it's a thin slice of bread on most Slimin sandwiches, you cannot do. So if it was a
Ye-
thicker piece of bread, you'd
Right.
be okay with it.
Well, right, and that's why it's the ratio of
bread
the meat to bread ratio. If you have a ton of meat, then I need a ton more bread. But then once you do that, I don't know if I'll be able to take a bite out of it.
Well, Ed's with you. We'll have to talk about this later off the air.
Thank you, Ed. See, people in Columbus aren't smart. Quit talking bad about them.
Whoa, we have not.
That was you. That's all you.
No,
I'm
no.
not from Columbus. Where
No.
did that come from?
Fat man's talking bad about Columbus people all the
Jeez.
time.
Jeez. Wow.
Point to that banner right above your right shoulder. Other right. Yep, right there. There it is.
Michigan.
Yeah.
Other
How do
left-
I know? How do I know your right shoulder more than you? And I'm backwards.
Well, I'm looking at a camera, and Ed's laughing at us now. Hold on. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Once you go
Have
through
another one.
Cincinnati,
Hey, Don't think
and
I
then through
won't.
Cleveland, then you
Cheers.
end up in Michigan.
Cheers, Brian.
Not even gonna pay attention to that, Vinny.
All right, so let's get into Vinny. Let's click on the top 3. Get the top 3 going.
All right, here we go.
All right, so our top 3 tonight, like we do every night, we are doing homemade sandwiches. Bri, you have full reign of whatever you want to make a sandwich. What are your top 3 sandwiches you're going to make?
Top 3 sandwiches I'm making at my house.
And you have full reign of anything.
Okay.
All right, so is that good for you?
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I guess there's some fancier options I could go to, but I'm thinking of the ones that
Like if
maybe
you're
I make most often and kind of my go-tos.
like your go-tos, like you're going to sit down and watch the Browns game. What sandwich are you making to sit down and watch the Browns game?
Right. Okay. Well, here we go. Number 3, I'm thinking a little bit outside the box, or you could say outside the bun. I'm going a breakfast burrito
There you go.
with a little scrambled eggs. Gotta be
Ooh,
crispy bacon,
breakfast burrito.
and and my
Hold on,
my
is that
sausage.
considered a sandwich?
Oh yeah, outside the bun.
How is that considered? All right,
No, it's not.
now we are getting French fries and burritos all mixed up. Oh, boy. That's not considered.
I'm sorry that you can't wrap your head around it. That's a sandwich.
That's
What do you
not-
want me? All right, my number 3 is a hot dog. What do you think of that?
Vinny was actually going to do that to you. Too.
I was going to do that too.
See, good minds think alike.
All right, so give me what you're making. All right,
Again, not a sandwich.
whether
My other 2 are have 2 pieces of bread. If that makes you feel a little more comfortable. I know you can't wrap your little Ohio State head around it, but
horrible. And guess what? A wrap is 1 piece.
well, this one
All right.
might be more up your alley. So it's an Italian.
Hold on, number 2.
Is an Italian sandwich.
All right,
I do a little ham salami. Usually we don't have pepperoni sitting around, but to make a perfect one, it'd be pepperoni, Italian dressing, lettuce, and banana peppers. And yeah, that's my go-to whenever I go to a sub place. So if I have all the stuff here, I'll make it here. Fantastic.
All right, your number 1.
I might shock you here a little bit. My number 1, good old American simple peanut butter and jelly.
That a boy.
Probably at least a a couple times a month, I'd say, maybe 3-4 times a month. I'll just be looking for a late night snack. And the two criteria is it has to be crunchy Jif peanut butter,
That boy.
and it has to be Smucker's strawberry jelly, Ohio grown. All the best. And usually wheat bread for me is probably what I prefer. Wheat over
Honey
white.
wheat. Honey wheat.
What are you at, Subway?
Sign me up.
There it is. High five. Fat Boys Think Alike.
Yeah.
All right. So next, top 3, we go to my cousin Vinny.
All right.
Number 3, you got an honorable mention, which was a hot dog, by the way, because he's
Yeah.
going to mess with us about it
he's
as a
gonna
hot
mess
dog
with
and
you.
sandwich.
I'm with you, Vinny. Honorable mention. I got you too.
All right. So number 3.
My number 3 is a hot or cold ham and cheese sandwich.
Oh, yeah.
Get a little mayo on that, get a little lettuce. Your gold. Well, really more for the cold. Do a cold hot ham and cheese.
Yeah. With mayo. With me. It's okay.
Yeah, it's all the
okay.
same there.
Hot ham and cheese are so good, though.
Oh,
I love-
yeah. Love
I
hot
love
ham.
those.
Especially in those little pie pans and the little
Yeah,
toaster.
I usually don't have the patience for it, but yeah, when you do, they're delicious.
Absolutely.
PB on both sizes. And jelly doesn't leak.
Yeah,
That.
I
Yeah.
like
Holy shit. Okay. Thank
gotta
you.
be careful you don't go too overboard though,
Oh,
because it can be a lot of peanut butter. But
Thank you, Ed.
that might start turning me back on to PB and J's.
All right.
oh yeah,
All right.
Number 2 for my cousin Vinny.
Number 2,
I had to play the cow.
steakum sandwiches. You get some American cheese, you get the steakums,
Eat this.
you do mayo, all on a hoagie style bun. Absolutely.
Brian,
you're giving me crap over breakfast burrito, and you're going with steakums.
I've never had
What?
steakums, so I don't know.
I don't.
Not a hoagie.
Oh, okay.
pieces
You put it
of
on a
bread.
hoagie. All right.
Yeah, it's 2 pieces bread.
So the bread is the issue.
Yeah.
The bread with you is always the issue.
Touche,
There it
Mr.
is.
Steakum.
All right, my number 1 for my cousin Vinny.
So other than like a hoagie style bun, the only rye bread seems to be some of the thicker and can absorb quite a bit. This one here, it's those like meat tray delis that you can get for parties and stuff like that. Sometimes you have a lot left over, or sometimes you have a little left over of everything.
Mm-hmm.
No way.
Did you see it?
Yeah, I didn't get to read the whole thing real quick.
So steaks scare me sometimes. What kind of meat is it really?
Right,
Steak.
liquid meat.
There
You know that's what they say about
It's
Arby's.
Hey, I'll eat that all day.
Liquid meat. Don't think
By the
about
way,
it.
By the way, Arby's, we would love you to sponsor our FattBoy Tuesday.
Google McDonald's pink slime. You'll never eat McDonald's again.
Stop it.
Oh my god!
Stop it.
That's
Horrible. Stop it, Brian. Come on.
Sorry.
Not one.
I didn't do it. That's what I was told.
smell like pink slime. That's horrible.
Come on, Brian.
Back to my number 1. What the heck?
Yeah, very appetizing now.
So on this meat tray, right? You get the ham, turkey, salami, roast beef. There's pastrami, and then they give you like some other sides and stuff with it. There's a little like lettuce leaf that they kind of lay everything on. I don't think you're supposed to eat it, but I eat it anyway. Tomato, and then it comes with like that macaroni salad all right there in the center of it all. Oh yeah, all of that on a sandwich, including the macaroni salad. You get some pickles on there. That's kind of where I was going before with that whole meat to bread ratio. That goes out the window. And that rye bread, that I don't know, maybe I don't know, but it's like it's thick enough. It takes it. It's huge, and I'm able to eat it. And my bread ain't soggy, nothing. It's amazing stuff.
I'm writing it down. The rye bread will take it very well.
All you
Gotcha.
gotta do
Right.
is just order
Oh,
one of
it's gonna
those.
take
trays.
it.
Everything on that tray goes right there on it.
Oh, I'm going to go with an honorable mention for mine. I'm going to go with you with a Jif crunchy peanut butter, but with bread and butter pickles on top.
Bread
And
and
Princess made an appearance. There
She
is.
loves that.
Yeah, she
That
loves
must be her snack.
All right, so that's my order. My cousin got me on that. I'll eat it anytime I can.
Uh-huh.
My number 3. There it is with a. You give me a straight turkey with Miracle Whip, tomato, and lettuce. I am crushing that thing. And sometimes I put my barbecue chips on top of it. I can't help it. I'm
with
that
you.
kind of guy. And it's got to be, for me, it's got to be a lot of Miracle Whip. I need a lot of sauce.
I've done peanut butter and chips.
I'm not talking about peanut butter and chips.
Well, I'm just saying. You're talking
So-
about. I mean,
where are we going here?
So
in my mind, the chips are kind of the oddball out of that sandwich.
I understand. No.
So,
no.
I
no, no,
mean,
no.
I've
I'm
done, like,
talking a
peanut
turkey
butter.
sandwich.
No. I understand what you're saying. And a
Wow,
normal
we're-
turkey sandwich would be fine. You're spicing it up a little bit by
With
putting
barbecue
chips on it.
Yes.
Sure. And all I'm trying to say is, that's not too far fetched. I've had peanut butter sandwiches with chips on them as well. So
With regular chips or just.
I don't care what kind of chips.
All right. well,
Usually sour cream and cheddar. So
Okay.
so bringing it back, it has to be Miracle Whip over mayo.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
I really don't do mayo at all. What's the difference between? My wife says Miracle Whip's a little sweeter.
Yes, it's a lot
Yeah.
sweeter. Peanut
a
butter with
difference.
Cons potato chips on it. And
Well.
in Columbus, I love the Cons, and I got.
He knew it was going to get red putting cons in.
Oh. Where am I at now? Number 2.
Yeah.
All right. So
Or you just did your ham or your turkey. So number 1.
So what was my number 3?
Number 3 was bread and butter pickles and
Oh, that was
peanut
honorable
butter.
mention. That was honorable mention.
Oh, that was honorable mention.
That was
Gotcha.
I'm sorry.
No. Your chunky Jif was the honorable
Yeah.
mention.
With the bread and butter.
Don't you talk about his chunky
Oh,
Jif.
all right. So my number 2. We're getting off track. My number 2. I am with my cousin Vinny. You cannot go wrong with a hot ham and cheese or a cold ham and cheese.
Mhm.
I put spicy brown mustard on mine or just regular mustard. But that's, if I got to go to, I will put that on there. But let's get to my number 1. And my number 1 is a fried, thick cut bologna sandwich with lettuce, tomato, mayo, and mustard on toast.
They could put a fried egg on that too.
Yeah.
I might.
Oh yeah,
I've had it before.
that sounds amazing.
So
You said we couldn't do
I
hot
was waiting.
dogs. Isn't that basically a hot dog?
no, because it's 2 different breads.
How thick
Yeah.
are we talking?
Like just like little thick guy right there.
Little
Like,
guy.
little-
Okay.
like 6 inches.
That's like 2 slices of toast, though, right? To be considered a sandwich,
Yeah.
you got to do slice of toast on top.
Yeah,
and on bottom.
slice. Yeah,
All right.
my dad got
Not
me
just
hooked
like
on. My
a
dad got me
slice.
hooked on that. Yeah,
I'll have to try that. Haven't had it in a while. I used to do bologna and ketchup sandwiches, which basically a hot dog
pretty much.
when I was real little.
Did you
Kind of
do
redneck. Sorry.
Have you done spam?
No, I have not done spam.
Oh my god, I gotta get you 2 hooked on spam. All right, so we are here at the end of our show. We gotta get the trivia on the road first, then we'll get into the word of the day. So trivia, Brian, you already know the answer. I know you do. So
Well, you don't know that.
My
Nick-
mom used to babysit a kid who used to eat nothing but ketchup sandwiches.
Brian, are you that kid?
It doesn't sound bad.
Anytime he was over, it was a ketchup sandwich. My mom was actually so concerned at one point. She was like, she talked to the other mother. She was like, "Listen, I can make a kid
Called
anything
child
you want."
services.
All I
shit.
want is, all he wants is a
Have you
ketchup
guys?
sandwich.
Hey, Justin came in grilled PB&J. Have you ever had a grilled PB&J?
I've had a grill. I used to eat a lot of grilled peanut butters growing up, but I never really put jelly on it. I don't know why, but I don't see why that would be a bad thing.
That sounds delicious.
It does.
The toast in the toaster and then put peanut butter on it, and it's melted the peanut butter. I've done that.
We are an hour and 10 minutes in. I'm trying to close out
All
the
right,
show
let's
for like
close
the
it
past
out.
30 minutes.
Close it out.
Let's close it. All right, so Brian, my trivia to you is that when Nick Chubb rushes for over 100 yards, right? What is the Browns' record? Over, under 11 and a half.
I'm going to take a shot in the dark and say the Browns are 17-4 when Nick Chubb rushes over 100 yards.
I think it's 13-4.
Oh,
But
Vinny, check it out.
well, he can't.
Maybe we'll get it back to him next.
Well,
So it's over 11.
I think it's over 11, but I think
Over 11.
13-4 when Chubb rushes over 100 yards.
Yep.
How crazy is that?
Yeah, I mean he's a stud. He's the engine that runs our offense.
All right, so Vinny, let's get this word out of the day, out of the road. Jesus.
Palaver. I swear I've heard
dear
this.
God. Yes, palaver is the word of the day. So the definition.
No, you can't give us the definition.
No, let him give it.
No.
Well, that's good because I don't know. That's kind of
You
weird.
can't give us the definition.
No, you got to guess.
Okay.
What do you got for the definition?
All right.
Oh,
Yeah.
Palaver.
I think I know. It just came to me.
So to help you out, Brian, I'm not sure if I said it towards the beginning of the show or not,
No, you
but
did not.
it's something that kind of encompasses like the three of us through like what we do, how we do
Got it.
like that.
Got it.
Okay.
And I'll go first because, yeah, I knew I heard this word before and I couldn't remember how.
I'll let you go first because I'm not even close.
And maybe the
I'm
Coors
thinking of
Lights
a
are
blue-
maybe the
ahead.
Coors Lights are getting to me, and I'm just completely off on some other planet. But I swear I remember David Stern using this word when he was talking about a scuffle with the San Antonio Spurs and another team, a bench clearing situation. So I think palaver kind of means banter, like back and forth, like trash talking kind of.
Really? I was thinking like a loofah and like a. Okay, so obviously I'm wrong. So where are we at here?
All right. So idle talk or misleading or beguiling speech is one of the definitions. No, not for us though. That's not
Okay.
the one. Not where I
All
see
right,
it.
so go ahead.
Oh,
The number one definition under it is a long discussion or meeting, parlay, usually between persons of different cultures or level of sophistication. The way you guys know sports versus me, that's why I disappear. I really don't know sports that much.
Well, and also we got
Your
the-
level of sophistication with sports versus mine, that sets you guys off at a different level.
and
That's
also
awesome.
the diversity because you're Sicilian.
And the diversity, of course.
All right.
Don't ever take away my Sicilian.
I'm-
But a conference or a discussion. No, I'm not saying that negatively.
all right,
It's
all
all
right.
right. Don't worry about it.
So I was wrong.
You were
Brian was right.
do I get a point for that?
Yeah. There's something
Golly.
to get for
It-
you.
hey,
Yeah,
buddy,
I
it sounded
knew I
like,
heard that.
it sounded like a loofah on a stick that goes somewhere. All right, that's what it sounded like.
I mean, I pulled that deep in the back of my mind. This is going back to like 2005 or something.
Wow.
Wow,
Yeah.
I don't.
pre-fracture skull.
Possibly. You know what? Since my phone is up here, I'm gonna have to. When we get off here, I'll Google David Stern palaver and see what comes up because
Brian,
yeah, I remember that, and I don't know. Maybe I'm like in what was that movie, Beer Fest? E equals MC hammered, where when you drink, you remember stuff from your past.
Hey, Brian, can we bring up the Canadian story that you have?
That can be one of the stories we get to eventually. We'll tease it for down the road.
All right.
I still need to get to the Ohio State Michigan story going up to Ann Arbor. Maybe we'll have a game this year and we can talk about that.
All right. So, boys, we are here at the end of the show. Let's close it out. All right. So, we are Legal Ham in the Face. You can find us here live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter every Tuesday at 6 p.m. You can also catch our audio. I'll bring our audio up. Normally it's on Wednesday when I drop it, but we have the audio version. You can find it anywhere. iHeart, Spotify, wherever you want to find the audio at. Bri, we're here, buddy. We got into the show.
Let's do it.
God bless him, Bri.
Yep. God bless you. God bless your family. God bless America. Have a good
Vinny,
week.
Tell them good night.
Hey, have a good night, everybody.
I am that fat guy. We are definitely uncorked, unloaded, and we are out. We will see you next week at 6 p.m. See ya.
Palaver.